Princess Ava and the Elves. So I have a big box of copies. You can take one home. So you can write your name in it too. Silly. Okay, friends. Princess Ava and the Elves. Can you see it? Okay. Once there lived a little princess named Ava who lived in a giant castle in the desert. One day, a tiny elf named Herbert knocked upon the castle door and was greeted by Princess Ava. Princess Ava had never seen an elf, but had heard stories of them living in a far-off land. Excited to meet an elf, she showed Herbert her desert kingdom, showing him her favorite places to look for rocks. Herbert told Ava of how his people had been chased from their home by monsters and spread across the land. I have traveled a very long way in search of a new home, says Herbert. You're welcome to live here in my kingdom, Princess Ava told Herbert. Elves live in trees here. Oh, Herbert was sad. Elves live in trees here and there are no trees in the desert. Only sand. Ava then was sad too, as trees don't grow too well in the desert. Ava went to her father the king to ask what they could do, saying, Please, father, find a way for Herbert the elf to live in our land. Being the wise king that he was, Ava's father had 2 palm trees planted outside the walls of their castle. Herbert rejoiced, for now he could live in the kingdom with his friend, Princess Ava. Why did he plant 2 trees? Herbert asked. Ava's answer was a simple one. Princess Ava said, Everyone needs a friend, and just as you and I are friends, trees need friends too. Soon word spread of Princess Ava's kindness to Herbert the elf, and 2 other elves showed up. 2 trees were plenty of space for Herbert and the other 2 elves, but more and more elves began to arrive as they heard of the stories and songs sung by bards of Princess Ava and her kingdom. Every elf that came was welcome to Princess Ava's kingdom. Soon there were too many elves to live in the 2 trees that Princess Ava's father, the king, had planted. Princess Ava went to her father the king and asked, Can we have the royal gardeners plant more trees? And 2 more were planted, then 2 more, and later still 2 more. Each time new trees are planted, the new elves would ask why 2 trees. Her response was always the same. Everyone needs a friend, and that includes the trees. Soon, there were hundreds of elves, and an entire forest had been planted, 2 by 2, to replace the ones the elves had lost. Princess Ava and her kindness had saved the elves and brought green to the desert. And Princess Ava, the elves, and the palm tree forest lived happily ever after. And then here, when you take the book home, you can draw it yourself.